my granddaughter.
That's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
It's 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock, and welcome those of you who are joining us for the first time. Welcome to this segment of Good Morning Grenada. The link up is what I refer to it as. It's indeed a joy to be with you once again, and if it's your first time, well, you've made the right choice, yeah? It's the right way to start your day, all right? Simply put. It's the right way to start your day. Mary Ebanks, good morning, Mary. How are you? Veronica, Yvonne Courtney says, good morning, Grenada. Veronica Sandy, good morning, GBN Grenada. Carriacone, PD Martinique, good morning, Gordon, Innocent, Joseph. Blessed day to you and everyone. Thanks, and same to you. All right, it's indeed a wonderful day to be in the land of the living. Yeah, let's get into the meat of the matter. You know, this time every day we have what we refer to as the word of the day, And today, it's a sort of romantic word. Yeah, you hear the romance in my voice. It's a romantic word, yeah? It's the word nevé. All right, nevé. And it is spelled N-E-V-I. And you see the things on top, the E's? Well, in Spanish, we call them, I think, was tilde or something like that. I can't remember. It's been so long. But it gives it the French, I don't know, I did not do French in school. At my time, MacDonald College did not offer French as a subject. We had Spanish. I remembered we had an American teacher, Mr. Land, teaching me Spanish, and I was a very good Spanish student, you know. That's why I hablo poquito español. Nada mucho, you know. Good. So the word for the day is nevé. And broadly, neve refers to a field of coarse, granular snow, but when used narrowly, it means the partially compacted granular snow that forms the surface part of the upper end of a glacier. All right, that's geography there, right? Yeah, broadly, neve refers to a field of coarse, granular snow. But when used narrowly, it means the partially compacted granular snow that forms the surface part of the upper end of a glacier. We can use the word neve in this way. After years of compaction, the constant pressure eventually transforms neve into glacial ice. All right, so that's the word N-E-V-E, and it is a noun. Write it down, learn to spell it, learn to pronounce it, but most importantly, learn to use it in your speech and in your writing. The thought for the day: when someone is rude, keep a smile on your face. When you stay on the high road and you keep your joy, you take away their power. That's so very true. Yeah, and as it relates to the conversation, okay, we're going to revisit this issue with the reparations, because the time for the launch of that fund is coming up, and we glanced at it yesterday, but we did not get to talk much about it. As it says, a St. George's businessman has added his voice to the debate on reparations. Yeah, Ras Dakari, who has been speaking out against oppression for years, is planning to picket the ceremony, which will see a wealthy British family setting up a reparations fund in Grenada on Monday, February 27th. He believes that the event, which is expected to serve as an apology for their ancestors' ownership of slaves on the island, is flawed. So we'll have a little look at this. All right. Okay. Right. The Prime Minister, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, has been listening to nurses. And I want to talk about this for more reasons than one. I sort of like this engagement approach that the Prime Minister and his administration is adopting. All right. Now, why I like the approach is interacting with the folks, the ordinary folks, or with people. It puts you in a better of position as it relates to decision making, because many times if you don't interact and feel and hear and so forth, have a better appreciation for what people are actually going through, then you might not be making the right decisions. You might be thinking that you're making the right decisions because they're of a developmental nature. However, it might be away from the actual needs out there. So having constant interaction, in my opinion, it gives you a better appreciation for what is needed, what should be done, and how. So we are going to look at that. All right, we touched base with that already. So we are also going to look at this one here also. There's another one that I want us to look at. Right. Okay. That issue with people still using the Molyneux Road. All right. It is said that they are going to get the full brunt of the law. So basically, these are the two stories we are going to look at this morning. All right. The Prime Minister's engagement together with the Honorable Jonathan Lacrette and other senior managers at that meeting with nurses at the General Hospital. Okay. Yep. Yeah, so we're gonna look at that. I think the Vice Chancellor of the UWI is gonna be visiting Grenada to launch that fund, that reparations fund, and Ras Dakari is planning a protest to picket that event on the 27th of February. So these are basically the buzzing topics. However, as I always say, if there are issues in your community or things that you think are pertinent and you would like to share with us, feel free. So we do that on the flip side of 7. Those of you who are locked with us here on Classic, we've got the AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather coming up. For those of you on GBN Television, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. As June Chateau says, good morning Grenada, have a great day. And my good friend Lydia Cameron, good morning everyone on the island, especially my family. June from Grenville. All right, good morning to you likewise. Let's see what's happening on our WhatsApp platform. I'm not finding it very interactive these days. I don't know why. Okay, someone says here, good morning, sending birthday greetings to my wonderful dad, Fabian Andrews, also known as Conman. at Independence Avenue. Greetings are coming from his wife Helen, 4 daughters, Samantha, Sindra, Simone, and Amaya, and his granddaughter Aliyah. We wish him a great day today. Also, Conman, today's your birthday. I want some asham. You promised me some asham since last year, and I ain't get it yet. All right. Okay, so folks, we've got to take that break here. We've got to prepare for the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. See you on the flip side of 7.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide, the light that shines always. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. In a developing story, Eyewitness News out of St. Vincent is reporting that a Grenadian on board a vessel with 2 other men from St. Vincent and the Grenadines are in police custody on the French island of Martinique. The news is reporting that the men were nabbed with 450 kilograms of cocaine on board the Grenada-registered boat MV Minerva. The news station identified the men as 51-year-old Grafton Farrell, 51-year-old Raymond Snag, and from Grenada, 60-year-old Anthony St. Hilaire. An alarm was raised on Tuesday when the sister of Grafton Farrell, Cindy Farrell, contacted Eyewitness News saying her brother and his crew had set sail from Canawan last Wednesday and were scheduled to arrive in St. Martin between Friday night and Saturday morning, but hadn't been reachable since. She told Eyewitness News her brother went to St. Martin to pick up cargo to bring back to St. Vincent, a usual trip. When her brother didn't contact her on arrival like he normally does, and WhatsApp messages went undelivered to him and his crew, she decided to report them missing. We'll continue to keep an eye on the developments there. Grenada's Prime Minister is confident the government can still achieve its CBI goals despite the recent restrictions placed by U.S. officials on investors' visas. Nisha Paul has this report.
Speculation is rife that the Citizenship by Investment program, which accounts for a huge portion of the country's GDP, has been dealt a serious blow following adjustments to the United States E-2 visa arrangement. However, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, who is the line minister for CBI, disagrees that the adjustments made last December could potentially harm the inflow of CBI receipts into the National Transformation Fund.
Grenada is the only island that offers a CBI program currently that has an E2 visa treaty with the U.S. And St. Kitts, St. Lucia, Antigua, Barbuda, all have CBI programs, and perhaps in the case of St. Kitts, not perhaps, theirs has been the longest and one could perhaps argue the most successful. They don't have an E2 visa treaty with the US. So the assumption that persons come to Grenada and are attracted to the Grenada CBI program because we have an E2 visa treaty, in my mind, is an assumption that the data does not clearly suggest because no one else has it.
Grenada signed an E2 investor treaty with the United States in 1989. The treaty allows a national of a country with which the United States maintains a treaty of commerce and navigation to be admitted to to the United States when investing a substantial amount of capital in a U.S. business. On December 15, 2022, the United States Congress passed the James M. Inhofe National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2023, which contains changes to the eligibility for e-visas. Now, persons who have acquired citizenship of a treaty country via financial investment must be domiciled in the treaty country for at least 3 years. The idea behind this change is to limit a pathway to U.S. residency that was previously opened to individuals who applied for citizenship by investment programs in certain e-visa treaty countries like Grenada, and it does not apply to existing or previous e-visa holders.
Grenada does not market its program on the basis that because we have an E2 visa treaty with the US, that's the reason for applying for CBI citizenship in Grenada. The fact is, and you can research it, you can see the amount of countries that a Grenada passport allows you to be able to enter with or without a visa, as the case may be. And essentially, that's the strength of the Grenada program. The other strength of the program is the fact that we do extensive due diligence so that the persons who do get a Grenadian passport can feel satisfied that they belong to a group of Grenadian citizens who have been through a very rigorous DD process and are satisfied that when they are moving with a Grenadian passport that they would have the comfort and ease of doing so.
The Deacon Mitchell-led administration is projecting to earn over $240 million from the Citizenship by Investment Program for 2023. According to the 2023 estimates of revenue and expenditure, the targeted amount is $240,461,920. Prime Minister Mitchell is confident that the government will meet the target.
I think the numbers already suggesting that we will meet our CBI target, and so from our perspective, we are not concerned, unduly concerned over the fact that the U.S. law now requires someone who's obtained a CBI citizenship to be resident in a particular country where they have been for 3 years before being able to qualify for the E2 visa entry into the U.S.
Since the program was launched in 2014, it has resulted in over 7,000 new citizens of Grenada. In October 2022, government announced that over 1,000 people were approved for citizenship through CBI between January and September, resulting in $112 million income to the government. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
The spotlight falls on Grenada with the appointment of its first ever National Risk Management Specialist. The swearing-in was held at the National Disaster Management Agency's headquarters in Mornjaloo, St. George on Tuesday. Christina John has details.
Forward with eagerness. The atmosphere and the climate is created for support and collaboration. I do not feel as any stranger because I am not, and I see this as a developmental process for Grenada for which my own experience and expertise will serve. I am really grateful for USAID, BHA, to have recognized my contribution and what I could continue to do for giving me the honor and privilege to serve in this capacity.
That was Sylvan McIntyre. After a distinguished career in law enforcement and disaster response, he was officially appointed as Grenada's first disaster risk management specialist. He will serve as the liaison to the Caribbean and Latin American region. Mr. McIntyre had 2 stints as National Disaster Coordinator, leading the island through its recovery from Hurricanes Ivan and Emily. He was part of a disaster response team in Haiti, Jamaica, the British Virgin Islands, Bahamas, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Suriname. He believes his varied experiences has prepared him to take on the new challenge.
I see my position as one useful and beneficial to Grenada, in that I understand the ground, I understand the risks, I understand the assessment, the vulnerabilities for which Grenada is exposed. Functioning in this capacity has humbled me, and it is giving me a greater impetus, the new adrenaline and a catalyst for spiraling into greater things for Grenada. When I serve in this capacity, I do not see myself as just Sylvan McIntyre with additional accolades or responsibility, but I see Grenada. I see myself as a servant serving with a passion for an institution that I am home with.
Mr. McIntyre was installed by the sub-regional manager of the Eastern Caribbean for USAID Bureau for Humanitarian Assistance, Ms. Anne Jean-Baptiste.
All that BHA provides support in training and technical assistance is encapsulated. And Mr. McIntyre, being the new disaster risk management specialist for Grenada, will implement the RDAP within Grenada under those 3 pillars. He's in the process of now putting together his 5-year plan, and in conversation with the partners, the National Disaster Office, the Red Cross, and other partners, will come up with a plan that will roll out the RDAP for 2022-2027 with activities based on needs, based on gaps, based on the national disaster system and the areas that require support.
National Disaster Coordinator Terence Walters has welcomed the appointment.
The good thing here is that Mr. McIntyre is resident in Grenada, and so access to him, at all times, is what we are happy about, and we are confident that Mr. McIntyre will represent the agency, very well, and that the working relationship, because of his expertise, experience, we are confident that we will be able to work together with him to advance, disaster risk management, disaster management here in Grenada, Karakupi thematic. So,
among other things, he will be required to develop a 5-year plan for regional disaster management. Christina John, GBN News.
Will anyone be held accountable? This was one of the questions posed to Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell this week on the decision to shut down the Marketing and National Importing Board and send its workers home. Beverly Tallisford is following that story.
After 4 years of probing, with legal challenges along the way, the Integrity Commission published its 85-page report in September last year. It identified poor management as the leading cause of the demise of the Marketing and National Importing Board. According to the report, the conclusion was reached after a review of some of the MNIB's financial and operational reports, as well as independent auditors' findings. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell says this report is available for public viewing and will serve as proof of why the MNIB is in the state it is presently in.
I think the issues surrounding the demise of MNIB are well documented. The Integrity Commission did a pretty exhaustive report, which I have. There is a version of it that's online, and I think anyone who doubts what corruption and mismanagement does to state entities and by extension the state, MNIB is a classic example of that.
Prime Minister Mitchell posed a question to the citizens of Grenada, hinting at the brazenness of the corruption that occurred.
We as citizens need to ask ourselves if we are going to stand by and continue to allow situations where, in our very face, because the deterioration of MNIB has happened in our face, we've stood by and watched it happen. Right? Notwithstanding that MNIB has a monopoly on sugar and dry milk, it still can't even, in the circumstances in which it's been placed, pay itself for the sugar and the dry milk. It can't pay its employees. It can't pay the farmers it is buying produce from, for the most part. And so that is what mismanagement, that is what corruption leads to.
The Prime Minister said now that the Integrity Commission has completed its investigations and report, the matter needs to move beyond investigation and onto the next stage.
We appreciate that it rests with the Director of Public Prosecutions to ultimately decide whether they prosecute anyone. But the fact is, if it is clear that it was wrongdoing, even it might be, and we have to get to the point where people are in fact held accountable for the actions when this sort of thing happens. I can't go and arrest anyone. I can't go and tell anyone to arrest anyone. That's for the police. That's for the director of public prosecutions. But the reality is there has to come a point where there is some reckoning.
The commission began its inquiry in August 2018 following the publication of newspaper articles about alleged breaches of the MNIB Act, allegations of misappropriation of funds, and conflict of interest. The process was delayed by litigation brought by former Chief Executive Officer Ruel Edwards in the High Court and the Court of Appeal. The commission prevailed on both occasions as the judgment of His Lordship Justice Godfrey Smith in favor of the commission was upheld. In keeping with international investigative procedures, a full report and a redacted version were prepared. The full report is to be used for follow-up investigation by law enforcement and the implementation of its recommendations by collaborating agencies and officers. Officials say it includes sensitive information that may require further investigation. The redacted report has eliminated the sensitive information. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
The Immigration Department is clearing the air on a group of Haitians that were recently refused entry into the country. The government official says they were not deported, but were in fact refused to even land based on established criteria. Christina John explains.
The head of the Immigration Department, Superintendent Leroy Joseph, has clarified that the 15 Haitian nationals were not deported, but rather denied permission to land. The denial was in accordance with Section 5 of the Immigration Regulations. He said it was also consistent with the CCJ's ruling in the Shanique Marie case, where a Jamaican national was denied entry into Barbados. The group of Haitians arrived in Grenada over the weekend via Trinidad and Tobago, the port of embarkation on their way here. The Twin Island Republic is now responsible for the group of 7 females and 8 males, all adults. The superintendent explained in a conversation with GBN's news desk that the French-speaking individuals were denied entry on 2 grounds: undesirable and a charge on the consolidated fund, which can result in them becoming destitute with insufficient funds to support themselves. They have not sought asylum or refugee status here in Grenada. With Haiti being a CARICOM member, there are specific and limited grounds that can be used to prevent a CARICOM national from entering. Superintendent Joseph says there are 3 categories of expulsion: deportation, where a removal order will have to be signed by a magistrate, removal, and refuse leave to land. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell is presently attending the 44th Heads of Government Conference in the Bahamas. Once that is completed, he plans to raise the issue of the Haitian situation with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Christina John, GBN News.
A Grenadian architectural firm has made the Grenada brand stand out among 5 regions of the world. The Grenadian company IK Architecture took home 3 awards at the world-renowned International Property Awards. It was held in the United Kingdom last week. The International Property Awards celebrate excellence in architecture, development, interior design, and real estate across 5 regions of the globe. This year's ceremony saw the Grenadian architecture firm receive 5-star awards in 3 categories: Best Architecture, Single Residence Grenada, and Best Residential Property Grenada. The Grenadian firm also received a mark of excellence as the overall category winner of Best Residential Property Americas. The 4-person architecture team is led by Principal Grenadian Architect Irina Koska. She traveled to the United Kingdom to receive the award in London. IK Architecture was founded in 2022, and the firm specializes in high-end residential projects, commercial developments, boutique hotels, interior design, and sports and leisure centers. So the founder and principal architect, Irina Koska, says the recognition is not only a win for IK Architecture, but a win for Grenada and solidifies the potential of its creative economy. The award-winning firm is now embarking on a climate-resilient project at Prospect Grove Paradise as SeaTech moves to construct its flagship gas station and supermarket in St. Andrew. IK Architecture is also designing a sports center, which will be located in the south of the island. It will feature a 4-lane, 25-meter pool, physiotherapy clinic, state-of-the-art gym, and multifunctional studio spaces. Very soon, you will not be able to just put all your garbage in one bag. You'll need to sort the waste based on what is being discarded. GBN's Christina John has been in conversation with the Solid Waste Management Authority and files this report.
Color-coded bins are coming to a town near you. This forms part of the waste separation drive that the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority is looking to embark upon. The project is an OECS-funded project under the Rimlet Initiative, which is to reduce marine litter. According to Myrna Julian, Senior Communications Officer at the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, a proposal was submitted to the OECS to assist with measures that will lessen the amount of plastic affecting the marine environment.
And one of the areas we looked at was the extent to which we have littering in our towns with plastics. And we saw the need to introduce the color-coded bins as a means of diverting the plastics from being dumped on sidewalks and into drains and getting into our coastal areas, especially in our towns and in hotspots for littering. So we felt that the whole issue of plastics could not be addressed without the other waste streams.
The Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority is looking at the second quarter of this year for the rollout of this project. Ms. Julian explained what the different colors represent and what type of waste should be placed in them.
So the other units, so the blue, would be for the collection of plastic waste, mainly PET bottles and beverage containers, right? So water bottles and the soft drink containers that come in plastics. Then we have the yellow and green. Green, obviously, would be for organic food waste. And that would be things like your chicken, bits of chicken and fish and, food scraps that you would have emerging from your stacking and so on. And the yellow would be for the other recyclable waste types. So we also want to tackle things like the cans, right, the Tetra Pak boxes and so on.
She also explained why these specific colors were used for the bins.
The questions that was asked was the colors of the bins, they are yellow, blue, and green. Why not the colors of a flag? Red, yellow, and green. Now, these are international codes for waste separation. If we were to put a red bin out to replace the blue, then we're not catering for the plastics which we want to address. And if you put the red bin out, then we would be catering for biomedical waste and that sort of things in the eyes of the public. So we're going international.
Public education and training are two other components of this project. The training of contractors will take place from next week. Christina John, GBN News.
Tonight's ISAW reporter captured the bean used to make one of the world's favorite beverages in an oddly shaped pod. Beverly Tullisford has the story.
A good eye catches all. GBN ISAW is brought to you by Clearvision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clearvision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clearvision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Our citizen journalist tonight captured footage of an oddly shaped cocoa pod. The pod is literally folded so that the ends meet. On the surface, the pod takes on a circular form, but when flipped over, one can see the folded underside. Let us take a look at this quick video. interesting there. You can send us your interesting discoveries via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Shop at Southern Electrical for all your security camera needs. We offer a wide variety of cameras such as solar cameras with or without lights, 4G cameras, Wi-Fi and PoE kits, 4, 8, and 16 channel, replacement cameras for PoE, standalone Wi-Fi cameras, floodlights with cameras, watch cameras, pen cameras, and much more. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada, St. George. Let us help you with your security needs. Southern Electrical, best value, expert advice, quality products.
Grenada, after 10 years.
Hey, Grenada, this is Pastor Donnie McClurkin, and get this, I am coming to the land of spice.
The multi-award winning Pastor Donnie McClurkin is back live at the Grenada National Stadium for one night of praise and worship, where your hearts will be lifted heavenward, joined by some of Grenada's finest gospel talent, Lexton Mitchell, Edson Mitchell, Ajabo, Spice Worship Ministry, Nicole Fletcher Newton and Company, Touch of Grace, and the PBC Choir. Tickets are on sale now, $50, and can be found at all major ticket outlets and at your local churches. Don't miss this unique experience with classic songs like Stand, We Fall Down, Caribbean Medley, Great Is Your Mercy, and many more. Friday, 7th April 2023 at 7 p.m.
Got my mind made up and I won't turn back because I want to see my Jesus someday.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. Welcome back. It's time for the conversation. And I hope that you are ready to talk. I must confess, though, that... okay, maybe I shouldn't. All right, no confession this morning. We're hearing a lot of talks about, I listened to the news yesterday evening and I heard a number of people talking about the reparations thing. And it seems to me that it is a topic that is not going anywhere fast. It seems to be, as the MP for the town of St. George, the Honorable Peter David, said yesterday, the floodgates seem to be opening. All right, this story is not going anywhere fast. And we have a situation where Ras Dakari, who is a St. George's businessman, is planning a picketing of the launch of that fund come Monday, the 27th of February. He believes that the event, which is expected to serve as an apology for their ancestors' ownership of slaves on the island, is flawed. All right, I want to hear from you on this, but I am looking at the bigger picture. I have listened to Ali Gill, the chairperson, I think it is, for the Reparations Committee in Grenada, and something that he hinted. And Peter David, the Honorable Peter David, reaffirmed that this is a place to start. All right, it's a good place to start. If one family, the Trevelyan family, comes and said, okay, we're sorry for ancestors' ownership of slaves, and we are going to start off with giving you, paying back £100,000, which is equivalent to just about $500,000, thereabout. In my opinion, the possibility arises that more families of ancestors who owned slaves can come on board. One of the school of thought is that maybe it will just reach to a point where instead of just apologizing to Grenada, maybe they'll apologize to the region and to all the countries that were affected by, the slave trade. And the apology is the start. Who knows what can come forth from this? We have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Gordon. How are you, sir?
I am alive and thankful. How are you?
I good.
You're good?
I'm holding on. I'm good. I'm holding on.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
Yeah, very interesting this morning on that topic, got reparation. Mr. Gordon, do we believe in a concept of what we do today would affect us tomorrow?
Well, I was forced to, at one point in my life, I used to think I'm living for today, but now I realize actions of the past are now determining what happens now.
Ah, beautiful. Here we go. One, did the white man or whoever, slave owners or whoever, white man, did they go inside Africa and hold the African and put them into slavery? Or sold them into slavery?
I said that the other day and someone beat up on me for that.
So you start the process. Secondly, when Sky Red hit Grenada in 1951, did the Grenadian people of 1951 or that period who took action have any idea what the repercussion of the future of Grenada in years to come?
I'm listening.
No. And then we come down to associated statehood, from a colony into associated statehood. And they try to group us in the little 8, little 7, and whatever have you. Today we have the OECS and the ECCU, whatever. But the question is, the European Union have a program they call the ACP, African, Caribbean, and Pacific States Program. That is something that the so-called third world countries or the so-called ACP countries, the nations, should really look at and see what it means and what is offered in there. And in the sense of reasoning and thinking, look at the management strategy. I know we're talking about policymakers in that grouping, and how they can use these facilities or the privileges there open up to you to lift your people, raise the economic conditions in your country, and take your nation forward.
Okay.
Listen, when we take action individually, it's quite different when you take action collectively. We got to be wise. We got to be prudent. We got to understand the global market and how we live. Thank you. God bless you. Have a great day.
You too. All right, one beef roti with chicken coming up. 16 minutes after 7 o'clock, that is the time. It's the conversation on GBN. Your views, your opinions are always welcome. Yulin Alexander, good morning, Gordon, and good morning, Grenada. Blessings to all. Have a thankful Thursday. Stay blessed. I like how she does this, Good morning, caller.
Morning, morning to your listeners and your viewers.
Welcome.
I think anytime you start off with money, you start off with a wrong footing. Money is still controlled by those who have caused the problem. They can always devalue. We have seen what happened with the UK pound a couple of years ago after the UK left the EU. That the currency fell and all of that kind of thing. So why are we going down that route? I would suggest that it's good that some people are acknowledging they've done evil to our people. Up to now, there's certain countries talk about genocide of African genocide, the genocide of African people. You can also say, well, the Hitler's thing against the Jews was not what they say to be. If you say those things, you could be jailed in certain countries. So we had to get established the fact that genocide was done towards towards our people, and that needs to be acknowledged. Then another thing that I suggest that we can do as a symbol of restitution or not even compensation, is that families who want to help in the healing process can designate or put in passed on, for instance, in England. Why not give properties that could be held by us, as how some of these people own property here? We have property in England.
Do you honestly believe that would happen?
If I believe it can happen?
Yeah.
Why not? We could explore that. What I'm saying is that to me that would be even a stronger gesture, where we are given major property in England.
Okay.
Because the thing about money could always be devalued. So why are you going along that road?
Okay. I get your drift.
Huh?
I said I get your drift. Thank you.
Yeah, so the thing about it, but it has to be broader than that. I don't think we should slap people in the face, you know. We could say, well, go and come again, like when you have a thing with a negotiation with unions and so on, you know, say, or with other parties, they say, we ain't accepting that. Go over and come again, but not necessarily slap in the face, you know, give people, because any good effort could be a window opening. Right. And don't forget, up to now, the British government still does not have the courage to fully acknowledge and accept responsibility for their part in the slave trade. Okay. We have to bear that in mind.
All right.
And stop begging people. We are beggars. We have to stop begging people. And even though they come, we still, in that scenario, we're still looking at the inferior people. We're not inferior people. We were made to feel inferior.
Okay.
There's enough history for us to know that we were the people that even teach those folks how to have a bath. Thank you very much.
Have a good one. 20 minutes after 7 o'clock. Look at our WhatsApp platform. Someone says Rastafari is a man that owes Grenadian young men thousands of dollars for working on jazz festivals. So he no different. He should shut up. Okay. Should have left that message alone. All right. Someone says, Mr. Joseph, after residents and members of the fire department labored to clean up that alley in town, getting rid of the stench and garbage, someone dumped an old refrigerator there, plus usual soft drink bottles and paper bags. It's time the police pay attention to these areas and people who have no regards for country. They run down buses, so pay attention and lock up those who litter. I agree with you more. Really. All right. Someone says, good morning, Innocent. I am thankful that God does not expect us to pay reparations for the deeds of my foreparents. When we start this, it can go all the way back to asking reparations of the African leaders who searched out and dragged our ancestors to the shorelines to be sold. The white man who profited is not solely responsible. I agree with that. Yes. Good morning, caller.
Hey, morning, sir.
How you do?
I'm okay.
All right, talk to us.
Yeah, the reparation money that the people are talking about. Remember, it's some individual family who giving this money.
Okay.
So it's not really the government of England. So these people only doing that on their own.
Right.
So we shouldn't be complaining. It's not the government of England are doing it. It's an individual person.
So in your personal capacity, in your personal opinion, how do you feel about that gesture by the Trevelyan family?
I think it's a good gesture.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good gesture. I mean, these people realize, well, their family was involved in the slave trade, they benefit from it, so they decide to give back some money.
Right.
Yeah, so I think it's a good gesture. It's a start.
Okay. That's the point. It's a start.
Yes, so reparation have to come from the English, the government of England, not a personal family.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, caller.
Okay.
Have a good one. All right, I want to take the opportunity and say good morning to I had to stop and find out your name, you know. That my partner opposite in that little shop opposite the Westerhall Secondary School. Good morning, Papi. How you doing? All is well. I will stop by when I'm passing up this afternoon, all right? We go have a drink. Good, nice. All right. This person, Mawem, put your good name now, man. Blessed love Gordon. The people of Grenada are much more aware of the enslavement period. The atrocities and inhumane conditions that were implemented on our ancestors are still at the forefront of some of our minds in the quest of psychological freedom. Therefore, a few dollars in the coffers of Grenadian people has opened a can of worms. Okay, all right. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Yeah, today. First of all, I don't believe in reparation.
Why?
Why? Because the thing of it is, that was the norm. It was a business, and it was a business in trading from one country to the next. Yes, I do. Yes, it was dealt with human beings. I believe, as somebody said, the British government should be the first to make some tangible, and not only, I wouldn't just say reparation, say, apology, and then if there's anything that within those islands in the Caribbean that they can do to make a difference for the welfare of the people in the island, I could understand that. But I don't believe in the reparation. I thank the woman, whoever she is, or the family, whoever they are, they was part of the trade. And they were legally part of the trade. It was not an illegal trade. So they don't owe us anything. For whatever she did. And I believe at the end of the day, even look at the United Kingdom with Australia. A lot of those people is exiled. They exiled them from the UK. Those who were criminals and thieves or whatever. That's why they call it down under. When you go down there, you don't come back. What about the destruction of the families you send down there and you know they can't come back? So at the end of the day, I don't believe in reparation. We must work for what we want.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. Before you run up, what are your thoughts on the offer made by the family?
That was a tremendous, real good offer. We should thank her. She did, first and foremost, she apologized for her offspring, her family ancestors who was involved in it. And then she decided if there anything that she can do to help. So that to me, this is something extremely, it was better than the British government did.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we should learn to accept that with grace and stop talking about it's not enough and they don't really owe us, they're not obligated to give us anything.
It was a business affair.
Than anything.
Okay.
Because it was a business. And last of all, I would like the Ministry of Health or environmental people to have a look at that drain from Grand Lake all the way down around the stadium to the end, because I passed it this morning, and the amount of garbage and plastic bags and plastic and all different things in the drain. If some rainfall, everything will end up in the sea.
Okay, thank you.
Somebody could pass and look at it and clear it up.
Thank you, caller.
Okay.
Have a good one. All right, folks, I'm going to do something that is relatively unusual in the program. Seeing that I'm sort of winding down on that topic. We will move on after the break. But I want us to listen to a little bit of this song. I don't know if my producer could find, I doubt it, I doubt it. He's a youngster, he know this kind of thing. Listen to this song a bit. Dr. Hollis, Liverpool, the Chalk Dust. Yes, as Lord Funny would say, I tell you.
My grandfather walked like a mule on Stallmeyer Estate.
We have a caller. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Gordon.
How are you?
Good. Listen, the whole story about repatriation, in my simple mind, right? The woman who is having this kind gesture of making whatever sum of money available.
£100,000.
Right. I said the word kind.
Uh-huh.
She was not responsible for slavery. Right?
Yes.
It might have been her foreparents. She was not responsible for slavery. She could just sit by like everyone else. And she's making this money available. Nobody can take it from her pocket. And I don't see what this big hullabaloo is about. We use it, or whoever has to use it, whoever has to manage it, in the best way possible. So I don't see, this thing about like they want to crucify her and all this other nonsense. Remember, it was our own black people who enslaved us, who picked us up, or whoever they were, in Africa and sold them to the British.
Right.
Right? They are the first people we should be looking to for some form of compensation. Right? They were sold this as if we have our nutmegs here and we sell it to someone and they underbuy it. They underpay us. We were the ones who sold it to them.
Yeah, it's like the people involved in pretty larceny.
Exactly. So I don't understand why some people think that they could get a mileage out of something, and they think they're going to go and demonstrate and pull some ignorant people around them. The woman who is making this contribution, or whatever terminology we want to use, she is not compelled and bound by any law to do so. And I'm sure that money could be used wisely into further research, further study, maybe to calm minds or something. And I find sometimes we must know when to draw the line.
Yes.
This is nonsense.
Okay.
Real utter nonsense.
Have a nice day.
We have to look for our own black people are the people who captured us and brought us and sold us into slavery. And even further on, we look so far. We don't have to look so far. Right in Grenada, among us, we have people who are slaves. Right here.
Okay.
They are slaves.
Thanks, eh?
Okay.
Have a nice day. All right, Chief X-Boy.
Mr. Galton, Dina Brigger, Mr. Booth, Hawkins, and Fletcher left their bank books for their son and daughter. Not a cent from me grandfather. Me grandfather worked like a horse. It was blood, sweat, tears, and good force. No house, no land, no bank book, no pension to leave for his grandchildren. I want me grandfather back there. They owe me grandfather back there. Si moi pas trouver l'argent, moi j'ai tué.
Yes. Folks, we've got to take that commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere. Stick and stay with us.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegro pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
And so it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
We're back! Grenada's Wester Hall White Jack Workboat Regatta 2023, Saturday 25th and Sunday 26th February. 2 days of hard racing and fun fetting on Grandad's Beach. It's We Regatta with Wester Hall Rums. Sponsored by Wester Hall White Jack Rum, Grenada Tourism Authority, NLA Blast, Carib, the official Regatta Bear, Budget Marine, SIFH Group, Glenelg Natural Spring Water, the Regatta Water, McIntyre Brothers and Yamaha, Camper Nicholson Marinas, Bryden and Miners with Campari and Smirnoff Vodka, Ramdani's True Value and Harris Spain, Coca-Cola Grenada, Flow, West Hall White Jack, Workboat Regatta, 25th and 26th February, Grandad's Beach, we rum, we regatta, be there.
You ate well, drank and indulged, laughed and had so much fun for the festive season. But now it's time. It's time for some serious detox business at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Start the year right with your health as a priority. Cleanse and flush your blood, liver and kidneys with quality herbs and supplements. Purchase one of our detox combo packs starting from $100. Purchase a full body detox pack starting from $500. Get 10% off on colonic irrigation. Get a chance to win a free colonic irrigation treatment and product coupons with every purchase. We are located in Grandans, minutes before the Food Fair Shopping Center, immediately opposite the old Capital Bank building in the Regency Commercial Suites. Give us a call at 231-6642 or 418-7115 or visit nirvana.gd for more info. It's time for some serious detox business at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. We know real body care. This offer is valid until March 31st, 2023. Terms and conditions apply.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
All right, welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the conversation this morning. You know the number to call by now. It's 435-2041. Yeah, that's the number you can call. And quickly looking at our Facebook page, Innocent, this thing where people are praising the oppressors and giving the people who is still feeling the effects of slavery dogmatic treatment has to stop. Okay, Gloria Lambert, in total agreement with you. We need to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery in this country. Oh, please, Grenadians. Okay. Annette Ragbasin says, caller, that area of the stadium is cleaned regularly. 2 days before independence, it was thoroughly cleaned. We as a people need to look for who littering and report them instead of looking for reasons to talk on the radio. The cleaners are human beings, beings going into those filthy drains to clean. We need to support them and get those culprits and event holders to clean up what they litter. I agree. Good morning, beautiful people, especially Mr. Innocent. Say best as usual, so said Mildred Smith. All right. Okay. One person says, when proper research is done, we will realize the enslavement was an order given by the Vatican through the Pope to keep African people inferior and poor, and the Anglo-Saxons and other Europeans as the superior beings. Okay. Innocent, I tell you, this topic is deep. Yeah, it's deep. Alison Cox Osplund. Time for Grenada to pick up itself, dust itself off, and start all over again. We're stuck in the past. Grenada is not the only country that had slaves. Look at India. They have moved on. They have a good relationship with the UK and even a PM. Veronica Sandy says, I think more reparation funds will be coming to Grenada. Hopefully, the money will be used wisely. That's a good place to start. Yeah, that's a good place to start. Okay, so I'm going to move on from this reparations issue. I want to look at something current, something that is at home, and I want to hear your views on this. We don't actually have a clip, an audio clip, but my TV producer is going to put up some pictures of the interactions with the Prime Minister and his team, his senior management team, as they interacted with our nurses and other persons from the medical fraternity. That happened sometime last week. And I can also attest to the fact that he had a walkthrough in Apretut in St. David on Saturday, interacted with even the children and so forth, although I did not get the photos yet. All right, you know who you are. You promised to send me the photos. I would have loved to put it up. So the TV guy is going to put the photos on the screen and we'll look at it. And then I'd like to hear from you. What do you think? I heard some folks saying, even when he participated in carnival activities, the Prime Minister shouldn't be mingling with the ordinary people like this. And you know how we stay. All right, so I would like to hear your thoughts on his interactions, his intermingling with the populace. Do we have that photo? Nice. The photo is there. Good. You could leave out the picture on the screen a bit, on a side shot, that sort of. So, folks, I want to hear from you. Not just from the pictures, but it's a habitual thing now with the Prime Minister, and I'm not certain I can say the same for all of his ministers per se. But from the Prime Minister's standpoint, I think he has adopted a sort of down to earth approach, and I'm going to reserve my comments on that for the wrap, but I'd like to hear from you on that. Good morning, caller. Hello, good morning. Okay, all right. 435-2041, that's the number to call. And like I said, you can, even if there's something else that you think is pertinent and you'd like to raise it, please do. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you for facilitating me in the program. What is important is a woman from the King Charles, England, came here and bathed her dogs and herself in our water source in our country, contaminating our water. That is bad for our babies and our young children and our elderly Grenadians in general. That is a big issue. It's bigger than the issue of this slavery thing.
Okay.
I would like to know what is going to be done on that.
Okay. That seems to be a story that is not going to die anytime soon or fast, eh?
Yeah. That is a very, very serious issue. Dogs don't have all type of diseases. Dogs don't have cancer.
Uh-huh.
You see a season dog, one of the best veterinary doctors. Two of both of them deceased, Dr. Claudia Ali and Mr. Buxton Naik, the late. My cousin, he always used to be with me up here in St. Patrick's in Pointsville.
Right.
That's a serious issue when dogs bathing in our water in our country.
Mm-hmm.
In the parish of St. David has over 52 villages.
Right.
And a lot of people could be contaminated. What about somebody from the other side of Grenada wants to spend some time with their family? We are one family.
I am from I live in St. David now too, so I could have gotten things too,
Well, you have germs in your body from that water, you could get it in.
I joke.
We are not calling the power and the World Health Organization.
Yeah.
So that just come out under COVID-19 and a woman being a dog in our water source.
Right.
So that we go to all the reservoirs.
Okay.
And this kind of nonsense about slavery.
All right. Okay, keep the
That is more important
right.
than the slavery thing.
Okay, you're vexed or what?
Yes, I'm vexed. What I'm vexed?
Yeah, you feel the stroops.
Yes.
All right.
I'm revolutionary. You know?
How is St. Patrick doing though?
I don't know because I don't know. My MP. My MP war. She's not in government anymore. Pamela Moses. Yeah.
That's your MP?
Yes.
Okay, so...
And no matter who is placed, no matter who is placed, on an NMP ticket.
So let me ask you a question.
I'm a kid of Dr. Kid Claudius Mitchell.
Listen up, Papi. You're not campaigning on my program, okay?
No, but you know, let people say how can I derogatory things even about the opposition leader, and you don't say nothing.
Okay.
You don't say it's a crime to be a hypocrite.
Okay.
That's what Mr. Cosmo Jody was speaking at you.
Hush your mouth.
Yeah?
Stop that.
Let me tell you something. I'm a man, don't partial, you know. I'm a nationalist, you know.
Have a good day, caller.
I'm a nationalist.
What?
The Prime Minister said he drink from the blood of tribalism, he drank from the blood of patriotism. How could be he? In a few months, old government be a patriot? He's a hypocrite.
Caller. We good. All right. I ain't fighting with you in public. When you see me, give me 2 cough and I will give you back 3. 435-2044-2041. The caller confuffled my speech and all. Could you imagine that? Partners, don't do me that now. How you doing? You good? Calling me the late uncle name in your comments. Left Mr. Joseph alone, please. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Innocent again. You have, in answer to your question in relation to the approach of the current Prime Minister, you say he adapt. I don't think he adapted. I think this is a man's character, unlike others who pretend. Like him or not, the guy is displaying what is inside him. And a leader is one who is concerned about the welfare of all. And it seems as though the current Prime Minister tries to do that. But let me say something in relation to all the other conversation that's taking place. In a sense, we have to really guide people. For most of the part, people are ignorant of the truth about most things about life. We obscure situations when we let folks to influence conversation by inaccuracy. The African people was not responsible for the enslavement of our people. Some of them participated in it, but they were not responsible. There's one fact that even the enemies of African people would tell you, would admit. And in any situation, people always are involved. Remember, Idi Amin had white men carry him on their shoulders in the streets of Kampala. Would you say that is, the white man?
Okay, caller.
Well, I'm saying that so that when we change the complexion of conversation rather than going to the depth. And finally, Innocent, one of the things I wanted to say earlier on is that we cannot avoid people from offering us things, but we could always say, thank you, no thank you, keep it for yourself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. Point well taken. All right, let's take a quick look at our Facebook page, and it's lighting up, man. All right, Heaven Hill, I listened and watched the PM talk about the CBI program on the news. He speaks with the smirk and twisted smile on his face about this and other serious issues. I find it to be condescending and inappropriate, arrogant and sarcastic. And why do we have a targeted goal of income to make for the year for CBI? Let the applications come freely and approved with due diligence without a targeted goal. When we have a target to meet, it becomes more of a business to make money rather than an attribute, and its integrity becomes questionable. Rona Andrew says, good morning. The caller who spoke about the government to clean the drain from Grenlec to the stadium. Grenadians, we need to dispose of garbage properly. Why someone else has to clean up our garbage? All right, okay. Let's see. Gloria Lambert, the British family isn't obligated to give us any money. Their foreparents were the ones responsible. In my humble opinion, slavery still exists in some extent, even here in Grenada. And is that? The Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell, is a people person. He listens and working for everyone. This is our PM, interacting with the grassroots people, the masses in general. Our PM will have a clearer vision of what is going on in the country. All right, Mary Ebanks, nothing wrong with the PM mingling with the people. It was the people who voted for him. It was good to see him out and about with his people. Do anyone have proof to uphold what they are talking about? So says Ann Jackson. Let's go to the phone line. Good morning, caller.
Hi, Gordon.
Hi, morning.
With reference to the photo that you put up, right? We can't get away from it. Our PM is very photogenic.
You find so?
But on the other hand, what I am noticing is that there is a level of obsession with the Grenadians. God don't like that, and He watching us. We're too obsessed with man.
Okay.
Right? I find we're too obsessed with man. Everybody have their role to play at different times in their lives.
Right.
Presently, he is the Prime Minister, and he's the Prime Minister. And he's not the first, and he certainly wouldn't be the last. So why we have this level of obsession in Grenada?
Okay.
I find it's too much. It's really, really too much. All Tom, Dick, and Harry dressed in all kind of different ways want to pose with the Prime Minister. There should be, where is the security? There should be some kind of a, discretion and you can't just want to pose here, there, and everywhere with the Prime Minister in all kind of outfits and all kind of nonsense. I mean, it carries a certain level of responsibility as well. And people have to understand that.
Okay, caller. All right. Point well taken. Have a good one. Nice. Okay, let's take a look at what's happening on our WhatsApp platform. And the people of England are descendants of African, Asian, Persian, Arab, and Oriental. So those who demand from the government of England are demanding that those who come from all walks of life are being asked to pay for the evils of people long since past. Reparations are only a fuel for future hatred. If we want to do good, build museums to remember and use the term lest we forget. Okay. Until this morning show, I heard a raising voice of those who prefer to rant slavery, and it's still going on in many places. But remember to understand that one of the recent genocides was in Rwanda and was instigated by the radio station. You have a powerful tool. Use it wisely, Mr. Innocent. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Someone says, the European Caucasians were not invited or authorized by Africa to plunder the resources and people of the continent. The First Nation of the Americas were treated in the same manner. A gun in your head saying, sell him or you will be shot. Drink the gin or drink the gin and you will get more. Thank you, black man, for making us wealthy. And now we eating the big cake. Europe must pay. Okay. Wow. Good morning. This topic on the monies for our ancestors will become displeasing to our future givers and dampen the process. It should not continue. Yeah. Okay. Someone else says, good morning, Innocent. My take, how can we think that 400 years of free labor with licks, chains, and inhumane treatment, including rape of our women and making our men studs go without an attempt to repair the damage causes to an entire race? Even if we were sold by our own work paid for and the conditions humane, they have to repair the damage they did. An example, I beg you for help to do some housework. You take your young daughter and send to me against her will. Rather than be thankful, I beat her, rape her, and force her to do hard labor. Barely fed her and lock her up when not working. She is damaged physically and psychologically. I must pay for the damage I did. Okay. Those are some comments on our WhatsApp page. Let's take a final commercial break in the segment. We'll come back and do the wrap after this. Don't you go anywhere. Stick and stay with us.
When you need
Sunday, February 26th, it's Savior's Day with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. His subject, the War of Armageddon has begun.
The Great War has begun. And foreign wars and the plagues that are hitting America and the world is destroying the American economy.
Sunday, February 26th, live in the Wintrust Arena. Doors open at noon. Get your tickets now at all Ticketmaster outlets and get all the details at noi.org.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
You mentioned the wing kai, then you have things like manual force combat, you know? We have the low power that.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake, I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
Looking for that injection of vibes and energy, of course? Well, I've got just that. Hi, my name is Gary Mr. Smooth, and I'm inviting you to join me on the Hot Morning Show on Hot 98.5, 98.7 FM. Weekdays, Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 in the morning. I've got a healthy dose of your favorite and most infectious hits sampled with information, news, laughter, and all the other ingredients that go into making the hottest morning show on the radio, The Morning Heat. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit us up on WhatsApp, 435-7517. We've got topics, we've got discussions, calls, voice notes, and so much more. But I can't tell you everything. You gotta tune in. The Hot Morning Show on Hot FM 98.5, 98.7 with yours truly, Gary Mr. Smooth. Kaboom!
Who out there? Tell them it's 4-7 trade. Let them know where we represent 4-7 trade. Who's the body's passing? 4-7 trade. Them no crazy like
Stop the spread of germs that can make you and others sick. Cover your nose and mouth with a tissue when you cough or sneeze. If you don't have a tissue, use your elbow. Wash hands often, especially after coughing or sneezing into a tissue.
Remember, if you have flu symptoms, do the right thing and stay at home to avoid giving it to others. Remember, you can be infectious up to a week after developing symptoms, so rest up and take it easy.
All right, folks, welcome back to the final moments of the conversation this morning. I just want to use the opportunity and the platform to remind you, folks, that COVID-19 is still around, okay? Do not let your guards totally down. All right, the Prime Minister go all over Grenada, and every man, woman, and the child wants a photo with him. Why? Because he is a breath of fresh air for Grenada. The peak we didn't get with the Morris Bishop, we're taking it now. He is awesome, and he will go down in history as one of Grenada's best prime ministers. Some of you all just vex is not total. Behave, stop that. Stop that. Let's see if we can accommodate the final caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, innocent.
Hi, welcome. You have to be brief, right?
Yes, innocent. This is Grenadians not looking at what's happening around the world. And it seems that we're not equating it with the word of God. What's happening in the world now is what the Bible says will happen in the last days. And apart from this, what happened in the last days, people dying without being sick. You just see them today, tomorrow they're gone. People need to turn their lives over to Christ and fighting over everything. And nowadays we notice something that there is pleasure. Fight everything we go, is that this, is that that. Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. And the Bible says, men love pleasure more than lovers of God. This is the thing that needs to be changed. Grenada, get ready to meet your Creator. Get ready to meet God. Repent and wait on the Lord to call you home, or you're able to pray for the nation so that things will be better.
All right.
Put in his appearance.
Have a nice day. Good, bye-bye. Folks, we've got to call it off here, but just got to tell you it's been a pleasure, Thanks to all those of you who participated in the program this morning. We look forward to another one. Tomorrow is going to be the final one for the week. The Fridays are coming so rapidly, so fast. Wow. Tomorrow is Friday already, Wee papa, wee foot. Thank you, folks. Enjoy the rest of the day. Be productive. Be positive. Remember, a smile can make a whole lot of difference to someone. Be someone's catalyst for change today. Love you. Bye-bye. We've got to go.